Welcome everyone. I'm GpaSilverMane, and this is just Some Dudes Thoughts. Quite literally, my thoughts. And that's the name of the series that I'm going to be doing. This is episode 1, and it's all about the 6 most asked questions when somebody's starting New World. The first week, this is major questions, major things you would like to know. It's the most common thing that I could think of, or I asked myself these questions so many times, and I kept thinking, what's the answer? How do I find the answer? Where do I get the answer? Well, these are the answers I've come up with myself, and I think you're going to like them. I think they'll help anybody. And if you're thinking about playing New World, these 6 questions being answered for you right now are just going to help that much more, okay? Before I dive into the video, this is a series, so you're going to want to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. I'm also making guides, crafting guides, gathering guides, questing guides, dungeons, everything, right? Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss out. Plus, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs. I'm trying to do this full time, be a YouTube partner, support my family, take care of my kids. You know, maybe put them through college, that type of deal. If you are liking the video or it helps you, thumbs up it, man. It really helps the channel. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it, all right? So, the first 3 questions we're going to focus on primarily is, what do I do? Where do I go? Why? Why am I going there? Why am I doing this? What's the point? What's the big picture here? The last 3 questions we'll talk about. Bear in mind, these questions do turn into 20 more questions. It will be fast, efficient, and accurate information I relay to you here. Where do I store my stuff, man? Your inventory is going to fill up. You're not going to know where to put your stuff, what to throw away, what to destroy. Salvage is what they call it in this game. It's huge. Where's the NPC guy I can sell my stuff to? That type of deal. We're gonna cover all that. Should I pick everything up? Should I focus on questing? These are the 6 main questions anybody that plays an RPG or an MMO thinks of. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go, man? This is a sandbox. People are into linear questing and theme park MMOs and such, Fallout, all that good stuff. ESO, Elder Scrolls, Black Desert Online, some of the bigger name titles. This is unique. It's got a lot of similarities of some of the games, but you really can do whatever you want, okay? The first 3 questions, let's answer the first one here. What do I do? Where do I go? And why? Okay? So what you're going to want to do when you first start out is simply quest, okay? You're going to want to go follow the quest line. You're going to crash. Your captain's a dick. He's like, dude, you stole my ass off, man. And you're like, no. And then he like shrivels up and stuff, and he dies, all right? He comes back. Eternum brings him back. And he's like all red-eyed and shit, and he's trying to kick your ass. And next thing you know, you beat him down, right? But you move on. You continue to quest. And you'll come up on your first town, I would say. Or your first guys, like a watchtower. He has you do a thing of quests. It kind of teaches you the basics. You're going to learn the gameplay and the concept of the game here. The mechanics and such. So go ahead and follow that. Follow the quests. The quests are going to lead you to your first town. Now, this is not guaranteed the first town that you're going to want to stick with, okay? We're going to discuss that. Where do you go? Where do I go and why? Let me pull up the map here real quick. All right, so looking at these, I got dropped in Everfall, level 1 to 25. You can see over here, level 1 to 25, 1 to 25. This one's at 2635, so this will probably be the second region if you were in one of these 2 or something, to come down here and hit this, and then you have to cut cross track. But they kind of show you the levels for questing, right? Where do I go and why? Once you follow those quests, you're going to get to the main place. Like for me, it was Everfall. Well, once I was in Everfall, this little town here, you get to pick a faction, okay? The green is the Marauders. They're basically, they believe in fighting. It's all about fighting, decided by combat, trial by combat. If I'm stronger than you and I crush you, I make the rules type of deal. They're Marauders, okay? They maraud. Syndicate are alchemists, science, book junkies, really big into knowledge and just smart, right? Science has an answer for every question. We're not going to use science to answer these questions. We're just going to use straight facts. But science, that's what they believe. Then you got your covenant, your zealots, your religious worshipers, your holy people, pushing the light will save, you know, and the darkness will fade and lose. And I haven't seen any zealots or crazy religious people yet, but that's the side I chose as the Covenant. They are awesome so far. And all it is a color, purple, gold, or green. The big part of it is you're basically saying, I'm Covenant yellow. If you're green or purple, I can flag up and kill you because you're green or purple. Okay, that's basically how it's going. Okay, it's just a reason. It's a way to give you the ability to fight with other players and compete. Okay, it doesn't affect if you're good at battle. So Marauders ain't gonna make you a better fighter. Syndicate ain't gonna make you a better alchemist or such. You know what I mean? So it doesn't dictate that stuff. That's all based off your life skilling and such. It's just more to break you into factions so that way you can compete. Give it a PvP edge. Okay, so I went to Everfall, following the quest from this watchtower over here, which actually was in Monarch's Bluff, right here. And you crash, you go through the main thing, you do these quests for him, and I push up following his quest line, and I ended up in Everfall. Wow, I went way high, so I must have went clear up through here. Weird. Anyway, I ended up in Everfall. You pick your faction. So where do you go? What do you do? As I said, you can see that it's 1 to 25. I picked Covenant, so I'd probably want to go here. But right now I'm currently down here. This is a level 1 to 25. It's kind of secluded. It's got its back against the ocean. So purple or green is going to have to come at my face. And they're going to have to go through these regions, maybe these ones. Late game, this is where all the late game is. And the only reason that is because it's 41 to 50, 51 60, 60 plus. So you're going to have to travel. The thing in this game is you can buy houses in different regions. Each region is its own place pretty much. So if I own a house here, but I'm down here with my inn, because you can recall to the inn when you die, or you need to fast travel once an hour, you can recall to this inn. Right here. Let me show you how this works here. You go to it, say I can recall. Once per hour, you can spend this stuff. Further you go, if you don't own the region, stuff like that affects, if you're over encumbered, how much it costs, okay? And that's totally different video. But where do I go? So I'd want to go to one of these level 1 to 25. Now, if I was purple, I'd want to go here, 1 to 25, 1 to 25. If I was green, you still want to go to one of these 1 to 25s. Now, since green don't own any, I'd recommend them coming down here and taking this or this, okay? And putting a foothold down as a faction, which everybody's just kind of everywhere, right? But the questing and stuff and the mobs are going to be way hard to beat up here until you get past that level. So that's where you want to go, okay? A level 1 to 25 region owned by your faction. If there ain't one, go to one and stay there. Talk to your faction and faction chat and such. Say, hey, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm focusing, etc. Because it's very, very important that you guys work together. And just by cutting trees and farming and doing little faction board quests there, it increases your influence and you get to take it over. That's what these bars are. So once your bar is filled up, the green ones get that full, they get to attack. And if we don't defend it with all of our troops, sign up for war and defend it, they'll take it over and it'll turn to green. So maybe that's what they're doing now, is trying to get a lower level zone to get their faction going and questing and leveling. Obviously, as you level up, you're going to want to move up to harder places. You're going to see level 60s down here running around doing nothing. They want to earn good loot, so they're going to be in places that match their level. Always be flagged up. I mean, very rarely do you not want to be. If nothing else, I'm down here farming. They kill me, I go back to town and come back out. But if they're running around trying to farm or take this, and I'm not flagged up, I can't kill them and get them out of town. I want to beat them down, okay? Bear in mind, if they're not flagged, you can't attack them, so that's something else to think about. But what do I do? Where do I go and why? Okay, those were the 3 questions. That's where you go. What you do is you just follow the quest till you get there, you pick your faction, and then you find your home region. I picked First Light, okay? You want to pick one of these 1 to 25s. I told you why. Now what we're going to do is... What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? This is kind of... I guess it ties into the next question. Do I focus on questing? Well, do you? What are you going to do in this game? It is a new world. Player-driven economy. You can't just sell loot to an NPC. What do you want to do? Do you want to go cut down trees and become a life skiller? Build amazing staffs that people with a ton of gold buy for tons of gold and you get rich? Do you want to build a mansion? Do Do you want to play through all the quests and then go do life skilling? Those kind of tie together as questions. But what do? My personal recommendation is I recommend you do life skilling, obviously, and you quest slowly as you're going. Like, currently, I have these quests in my region, and they'll be the same no matter where you go. It'll be similar quests, go kill this, go collect that, return to your town, run and gun, And it's kind of teaching you the game, the mechanics, giving you a little story to it. It's awesome, okay? But when you're doing these quests, even these low-level quests, they have like level 50 ore, level 100 trees, level 100 ore, and you can't even collect it, and it's worth the most gold in the game, right? And it sucks. Who wants to leave a node that's amazing and you see very rarely, right? It'll be glowing greenish, bluish trees and stuff. And you can't cut them down because you're new to the game, you haven't life skilled, right? So that's kind of how you have to weigh your odds. Are you okay leaving those nodes, doing the quest, getting to level 60 with just quest gear and dungeon gear, and then going back and life skilling and being able to buy better gear or make better gear? I'm going to go with, I'm down here in this town, I'm away from the conflict, everybody that's rushing levels and that's going to be able to kill me is up there, the PvP sections, the in-game sections. They're not down here messing around. Maybe you see a couple, but you don't have to worry about them. So I'm going to focus life skilling. The dude that's running through the quest is going to give me all of his gold for a chest plate or a pair of boots, with faster running speed or something. That's my plan, to play the market. Now, another big thing in the way that we pick this, the reason you want it to be your color, your faction, is because when you go to the auction house, like right here, Odin's Wolves owns this. When you spend money at the auction house, taxes get taken and given to that clan. You want to strengthen your own clans. Even though they don't pay you to be in their clan, you want them to be strong enough to beat down purple if they come to the door. You don't want to go into this town and spend at the auction house and give gold to the purple faction when you're in the gold faction, because then they're going to kill your faction, That's the main thing about the factions. Now, as I said, green don't have it, so you don't really have a choice. You still have to come over here and you're going to have to just not use the auction house or use it and pay the little bit of taxes, and just catch up and take it over. All right. I get scatterbrained, guys, so I got notes here. I'm going to try to stick to it here. After picking your faction, where do you go and why? All right. What do? Like I said, I chose to just do a little questing here and there, but I'm focused on life skilling. So I'm going in this little town here. You got storage unit, right? And that's one of the next questions. Where do I store my stuff? Every region has settlements, and they have 2 storage units inside of it. They're the same storage. You can just access them through 2 points. You can also buy a house, which you have to pay weekly to keep. And guess who that money goes to? The clan that owns the region. So for clan leaders, they're going to have tons of gold to come in to be able to pay the farmers or the life skillers to make the gear to make them stronger. And then you're going to have all the gold to hire mercenaries to take over the questers. It's there's so much possibility in this game, and that's what's so wonderful, right? But you get to store your stuff in each region. Now, it is region locked. So if you store it here, you have to pay, I believe, to have it transferred or used here. Same with up here. If you're like up here and your stuff's all stored down here, you'd have to pay a ton of gold. Not a good idea. So we're doing our life skilling. This is our main region. We want to be doing all of our gathering, storing everything here. This is where we're going to be doing our crafting and such. Yes, you can move it later. Like you could just pack it on, run out, die, and have the inn set to here and hit recall to inn. You'll jump up there, unload it, and then you have to run back down. Fill up, jump in the water, drown, die, recall to the inn. You get what I'm saying? You will lose durability on gear when you die. It's a lot cheaper than paying the Azoth until you find a good way to get Azoth fast enough that you can just fast travel back and forth, change locations. It's not something you're going to want to do every day or every week. You know what I mean? So let's just focus on this. Starting out, I want to do life skilling, right? So what am I going to do? Let's say, okay, you want a quest. What you're going to do is just follow the quest. It's that simple. Follow the quest. You get to a point that you can't beat. You're going to have to go to life skill or fight mobs of boars, wolves, people that are taken over by the Azoth or, the red portals. There's these things right here, and they're pretty consistent. You can go fight them. Corrupted portals. Recommended level 25. I'd probably get up to level 25 while life skilling and questing, and then I'd be good to be able to come over, close these portals, get awesome loot and gold while life skilling. That would be the ultimate. That's my goal right now, and that's what I'm doing personally. But this town, you can flag up, get 10% extra experience as a life skiller. You go outside, and I'm just going to show that here. Like, this is my town. And I'll be honest, it's probably one of the better starting ones. I don't know any of the other ones, so I'm going to say that. Here's my storage. And you can look on your map at any time, guys. It's just this little icon. As I said, there's two. Here's a storage shed, and then there's one over here by all the crafting benches. The reason I use this one is because I can go up and out of town. And when I do that, I can go up towards quest or up to my farming spot right here. And I only do that because there's a little bit of everything in that farming spot. But I'll dump all my stuff in storage, boom, and then I'll head out of town. Because you only get 200 carry weight. So until you level that up, it's kind of back and forth, you know. But you'll run right out here. You get your 10% bonus XP. Obviously, go far enough that it starts ticking down on your PvP timer. I will have a guide that explains which life skill is best, why you should do this one over that one. They're all probably pretty equal. Same with classes and weapons. I will give pros and cons to each one in a later video guide, but currently everything is very balanced. So if you go with a fire staff, you're going to be balanced against people with a rapier or a spear. It's not built to... They haven't introduced new characters or weapon kind. Like if they brought dwarves to the game or something, they'd get more gold or something, but they'd be better with an axe, worse with a sword, worse with a staff, etc. They haven't introduced that stuff. So right now, every character and every weapon is balanced. Pick what you like and go with it, all right? I'm using the rapier and the fire staff, and I'll explain why in a later video. They actually get leveled together, which is kind of cool. And my combos are pretty OP. One's distance and range, AoE. The other one's straight up carve you up quick, nuke, just cut you into a bunch of tiny little pieces type of deal. The rapier is insane, right? Like this move, insane. Then I just weapon swap into this meteor, boom, into a fireball, boom, in your face, and I weapon swap back. I go boom, boom, heavy attack. You know, I just carve you up. So you'll get better, and you can do that with any weapons you got. You know, you just got to get them going. They feel clunky at first. You'll get the skills going and such. Dang it, I got off topic again. So what do? I'm out here life skilling. I went down, you see my PvP's active. So if I die, I spawn right back in that town because I set the end to respawn me there. Or I can put up a camp. Boom. See, and I can't build it right here. I'd have to go on a flat ground. But it takes 1 flint and 5 trees. Boom. And then you'll respawn here or the town, your choice. So if you want to go 500 meters that way, do it. Just put down a camp, and you can only respawn within 500 meters of the camp. So just farm around that 500 meters around the camp. So if somebody kills you in PvP, you spawn at the camp and you keep farming and collecting stuff. It doesn't hurt you to die. And if it's somebody that's weaker attacks you, you kill them. It's making them get out of your way, out of your zone, and leaving your region so you can build it up stronger. That's what you want to do, guys. All right, so put this camp thing away. See, like that 44 would dominate me, but he's not flagged. Well, and he's in my alliance too. He's a covenant. He's not in my alliance per se. They call him companies in this. Up here, a company. I have my own company. It's GPA Quest. It's pretty awesome. Okay, I don't know a lot about it yet. I'm still diving into it. Everybody's welcome. You know, we're just out here life skilling and learning the game together. Eventually, we will turn towards taking over the world. Bah! But what I'm going to do as a life skiller is I'm going to come out here and I'm going to level up my boulders and my tree gathering, and it's all different life skills. Well, you want to get those to level 50 because that's the first, I think it's 30, and then 50, then 80, then 100. And there's different caliber. It goes silver, gold, adamantium or something, star metal, you know what I mean? The metals increase in value and you have to be a higher level. Whereas I'm like let me see if I can show you here. Trade skills. All right. So over here you got logging, mining, fishing, harvesting, tracking, and skinning. Now when you come over here, these are the same thing where you use the stuff you harvest to weave, use the mining to smelt, logging to woodworking, tracking and skinning to leatherworking, etc. So they go together type of deal. But you're out here doing these gathering quests. You're leveling up your gathering. I went to 50, so now I'm gonna go do some quests. So hopefully I can get some of them rare materials while I'm questing. But if I'm seeing level 100 level caps, I'm gonna go back and life skill them up to 100. So I'm getting that optimal resource while questing. You know what I mean? There's no reason to rush to quest. Once you're done with quests, you're done. So why not just life skill now and then quest and get all those resources along the way? That is my goal. That's my tip. What you should do, I recommend life skilling at least to 50, quest, and then when you're seeing more level 80 and level 100 capped mining spots and trees, go back and life skill till you're that level and then continue to quest. Okay, that's what I would recommend you should do after getting a faction and getting to your region. Pick your region. That's huge, guys. Next question I want to answer here. Just think of this. I want to point this out real quick. You go in this region, dead center or this region. Gold's hitting you, green's hitting you, bad guys are hitting you. Can you get anywhere quick? Yeah, you got the most accessible place. Also to be attacked. So probably wouldn't go in the dead center, guys. You know, just saying. Pick an outside place where you get your back against the wall. You can see what's coming at you and you can tear them apart. Or at least try to defend yourself. And as I said, you can store in every region. Should you pick everything up? Absolutely. Well, yes and no. Let me show you this. Okay. There's only one thing, like these flint, you pick it up, it doesn't give you XP. It just gives you a flint. These boulders take time to gather. They give you XP. Trees give you XP. So flint and bushes, like you'll see these bushes, they don't give you any XP. They do give you green wood. Sometimes you can get special drops from them. But I want to show you this area. And this is the best place to start out harvesting and all that good stuff, because it's just flooded with the resources. You can literally run in a circle or a straight line and find harvesting, mining, wood gathering, iron, you know what I mean? So here's this, but look at these bushes. You think these are just normal bushes, right? You're like, oh my God, it's bushes. These ones are berry bush, and you need them to make energizing rations, which give you mana regeneration. Or you need these to make energizing travel rations, which give you health regeneration. Or you can just make travel rations, which give you flat health and a little bit of regeneration. So there's tons of things you can make, guys. But these bushes, they look like bushes, but they're actually berry bush mixed in with bushes. So some give you the harvesting. You get what I'm saying? So don't let your eye fool you. Look for them pretty colors. Purples, those are herbs. Boom. They're going to give you harvesting and high sop. Cinnamon, stuff for cooking. Cooking's another skill you can make where make good food for in-game players. Make tons of gold loot off them, right? They're out there farming these dungeons thinking they're getting somewhere, and they have to come give you all their gold for your food, right, bro? That's how I like to play the games anyway. But I do like to do the dungeons as well, except I just don't have to pay for the food. All right, so that's what I'm going to do and what I recommend you do. If you want to quest, like I said, go ahead and quest. You're just going to have to leave a lot of valuable resources that are locked behind life skilling levels till later when you have time to go back and life skilled level, okay? So that's totally up to you. Those are the main things you can do. I hope I explained the regions enough, how you want to find one of these 1 to 25s, because really it seems like there's a lot going on, but it's not. You just want to pick a spot as your home region, go to it, and life skill or quest. And as you have to move on, you know, you're going to have to use storage in the next place, and then once a month consolidate and move it to your other storages. However you want to do that, that's something for a different video. But I hope I asked the 6 most questions, the 6 questions that could deter somebody from playing, because it's just so much information, guys. You're dropped on a beach, you pick your character, you start fighting these possessed demon-looking things, and he explains it from the Watchtower. The first few quests explain what's going on, and he actually, that's his life now on this island. He stays there and waits for shipwrecks, kills the ones that become possessed, guides the ones that are still alive to these cities to make an economy, a new world, an Amazon Prime. I don't know, but that's the point of the game, guys. Again, subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you found any of this helpful or useful, please. Going for 1,000 subs, then 400, then 2 million, and 12 million. I don't know where it's going to stop or if it's going to stop. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one.